optimized maternal newborn child health week to reduce morbidity and mortality among Anambra citizens. New electricity tariff expected to kick off today. 43-year-old shot dead 2 security officers. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. A beautiful good evening and glad to have you join us tonight on the news. My name is Maureen Stone Enuchoki. The Anambra State Ministry of Culture, Entertainment and Tourism will soon commence training of talents in the film industry. The commissioner of the ministry, Mr. Don Onyenji, who disclosed this in Oka, said the training, which will be for people, both the young and the old, will cover from conception to the entire value chain of film making. Correspondent Paul Ezoke has the details.
Mr. Onyenji said this is aimed at growing the industry to accommodate more people to further strengthen the entertainment industry in Anambra State and Southeast. He urged in the Anambra in the industry to come home and key into what Soludo administration is doing to launch the state on course of sustainable development, as government is ready to give the necessary encouragement to attain greater heights. The commissioner advised against people going on social media to criticize and disparage government activities when such people have easy access to traditional media and other platforms where such issues can be objectively discussed and all parties concerned given opportunity to make inputs to keep the record very straight without misinforming the public. Mr. Onyenji said it is a disservice for people who have a stake in the state to go on different platforms to demarcate the government and create negative image of the state, which can discourage investors who are already flooding the state to explore opportunities in different sectors because of the conducive environment created by the governor. He explained that everybody has easy access to the governor and members of the executive council to make inputs or seek clarification on issues that will help move the state forward, noting that the governor has remained focused on fulfilling his promises to the people, including building human infrastructure through employment and capacity building, and physical infrastructure, including ongoing massive construction of roads in different parts of the state to further enhance travel tourism. Mr. Onyenji said efforts have been accelerated to reposition the tourism sector and disclosed that some tourism sites in the state have been designated heritage sites. He said that the ministry is also working hard to ensure that modern recreation centers are completed in various parts of the state for realization, while hotels, motels, and others in the hospitality industry are encouraged to uphold international best practices, while the state government will deal decisively with anybody who uses such facility for criminal or antisocial activities, including exploitation of underage children.
Our package don't want to talk Anambra, get to the right ministry. We want to return Anambra to its position, come and do more in Anambra State.
In Oka, Paul Ezoke, ABS News.
The Executive Secretary, Anambra State Primary Health Care Development Agency, pharmacist Chisom Uchem, says the first round optimized maternal Newborn Child Health Week is aimed at improving livelihood as well as reducing morbidity and mortality rates of Anambra citizens. Pharmacist Uchem stated this during the flag-off ceremony of the first round optimized maternal Newborn Child Health Week held at Umueri Civic Center, Anambra East Local Government Area. Health correspondent Chibuzo Okoye completes the story.
The exercise, which witnessed an impressive turnout of nursing mothers, pregnant women and children, also attracted pupils from various schools in the area and kicked off with various health talks from nutrition to exclusive breastfeeding, overall hygiene among others by the members of the agency. Delivering her address, pharmacist Uchem noted that the National Council on Health in her 53rd meetings approved the biannual nationwide implementation of the week as one of the initiatives for the reduction of the unacceptably high number numbers of illnesses deaths among women, newborn and children in the country, and that COVID-19 vaccination for adults has been included in the basket of the maternal, newborn and child health week intervention. The executive secretary explained that the general objective of the week is to strengthen the delivery and utilization of health services using 600 primary health care centers facilities, secondary and tertiary facilities, outreach and temporary sites to increase access and utilization of essential and life-saving interventions, as well as to strengthen routine system through updated knowledge and skills of health workers for service delivery, improved health management information system, among others.
General objective of the week is to strengthen the delivery and utilization of health services using the 600 PHCs, facilities, secondary and tertiary facilities, outreach temporary sites in the state.
The Chief of Nutrition, United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF Nigeria, Nemat Hejiboy, who expressed delight over the exercise, maintained that mothers need to be supported and that UNICEF recognizes the role of children and the importance of their health, and promised that they will continue to partner the Anambra State government to enhance its health status, even as she urged the participants to take their nutrition seriously.
That mothers need to be supported in their role as mothers and their nutrition upheld. This is very, very important for our mothers. We also recognize the role of children and the importance of their health and our role to look after their health.
In his welcome address, the Transition Committee Chairman of Anambra East Local Government Area, Dr. Ansley Monor, appreciated the agency for bringing the flag off to their council area and revealed that Anambra East Local Government Area is keen into the vision of Governor Chuma Soludo on health through the agency, and commended the governor for many health interventions he has brought to his people.
To assure you that we do all we can as a council to make sure that at various wards and at the various centers, at the various schools that your team are going to visit, that will give them maximum operation.
The event climaxed when Governor Soludo, represented by his deputy Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, declared the event opened and immunized some children, while cultural dance by pupils make the exercise, which attracted the traditional ruler of Umueri, Igwebe Emeka, and his cabinet, a memorable one. From Umueri Civic Center in Anambra East Local Government Area, this is Chibuzo Koye for ABS News.
Former Nigerian ambassador to Brazil and South Africa, Uche Ajilokeke, has called for the development of a framework for people who have skills to travel outside the country for genuine jobs, describing it as targeted migration capable of reducing the number of people roaming the streets. Correspondent Joseph Ebocha reports.
In her remarks at the grand finale of the 2023 Skill Exhibition and Empowerment Program organized by Maibo Empowerment Foundation in Oka, the former ambassador reminded the gathering that the People's Republic of China, Japan, and others use skill acquisition and empowerment as foundation to become developed nations. She thanked Governor Chukuma Soludo for doing similar thing in the state, urging him to consider convening the conference for Igbo leaders for the development of the framework.
Foundation Obodoji Apollo on the Chinamen, on the Japan men after the Second World War. Very forceful and in America. Mama, I'm not here. All this strategy.
Anambra State Commissioner for Youth Empowerment, Mr. Patrick Aramba, said his ministry will partner with Maibo Empowerment Foundation and others with the same goal to invest more in human capital development. On his part, the Commissioner for Culture, Entertainment and Tourism, Mr. Don Onyenji, represented by the Director of Diaspora Affairs and Entertainment in the ministry, Mrs. Nneka Nwankwo, expressed concern that values and identities of Ndibo are being lost gradually, but said that Governor Chukuma Soludo's Youth Empowerment Program and what Maibo Empowerment Foundation is doing are aimed at addressing some societal ills. Founder and Director General of the foundation, Mr. Uzo Ekiemezie, among other things, explained that the non-governmental organization was established in 2022 for the purpose of promoting and re-rejuvenating Igbo cultural heritage, values, dignity, and identity, both at home and in the diaspora.
Ido ulo, ilu akpụkpọ ụkwụ, ilu oche,
ịgba igwe ọkụ, ịmachi ala na ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche.
Secretary General of the Foundation, Mr. Kenneth Ude, stated that the empowerment program of Maibu Empowerment Foundation is open to every youth of Igbo-speaking communities in Nigeria, especially those who desire to acquire skills but lack necessary resources. Earlier, the chairman on the occasion and managing director of Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Sashido Obidiegu, who said that the program is in line with what Governor Soludo is doing in the state to empower the youths and reduce crime and criminality, called for attention to the agri-revolution being championed by the Soludo administration as well as Akuluono consciousness among Ndiigbo. The beneficiaries of the empowerment program, including Master Promise Ononihu and Ms. Ogechukwu Obedeze, thanked Maibu Empowerment Foundation for giving back to the society, adding that the training and the equipment received will help them in no small measure.
I'm hoping that after this empowerment, I'll be employed, self-employed, so I can provide for my financial depending on my parents.
Exhibition of skills by qualified trainees as well as empowerment series featured at the event. In Oka, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
Agwata diocesan women have called on the federal government to map out measures that will alleviate the sufferings of the teeming populace. The president of the Diocesan Women's Ministry, Mrs. Chinyere Ezofo, who made the call while presenting her address during the 18th Agwata Diocesan Women's Conference, holding at St. Matthew's Parish, Ezeagorumba, South Local Government Area, stressed the need for leaders to always serve selflessly and with the fear of God. Correspondent Emmanuel Chiwata reports.
Mrs. Ezofo, who described Nigeria as a country that is richly blessed, canvassed for equitable distribution of resources among the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. She regretted several shortfalls in the nation's political system, as was experienced in the last presidential election, and called for total overhaul of the nation's electoral process in order to restore people's confidence. Mrs. Ezofo commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for all his efforts to transform Anambra State, especially his road construction and reconstruction, in addition to restoring the confidence of the people to governance, calling for its sustainability.
We sacrifice the speech you render to encourage the women's ministry and the whole diocese in determination that God's purposes must be fulfilled. We appreciate you, sir, and pray that heaven will reward you.
In an interview, the Anglican Bishop of Agwata Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, who is the patron Agwata Diocesan Women's Ministry, charged leaders, especially ministers of God, to always be faithful in addition to knowing the purpose of which they were called.
Let everyone put into practice what God is saying to us, so that it will not just be what will end in the conference. Let it translate into lives. Individual lives in our homes and church and community.
On their part, Evangelist Nnamdi Eze, who made the exposition of the conference theme and wife of the Emeritus Archbishop, Province of the Niger, and Anglican Bishop of Nnewi Diocese, Mrs. Eugenia Obala, identified accountability as one of the denominators for Christian stewardship and charged Christian stewards to learn from the example of Christ, who lived his life to serve. Some of the delegates, including the president of Agwata Diocesan Ladies Auxiliary, Lady Gloria Ezezika, the Chair Lady Central Planning Committee, Lady Ngozi Ike, and Mrs. Nonyenwu Ike, described the theme of the conference as apt and charged participants to make good use of the knowledge garnered and step it down to the grassroots to build a decent and God-fearing society.
Purpose, there is accountability, there are ways you have to do it. There is that self-sacrifice. You have to let all in you go for Christ to take over.
The presidential address was later adopted as a working document for the Agwata Diocesan Women's Ministry by Mrs. Joy Olasoro, while the Diocesan Women's Chorister Group thrilled participants with melodious tunes. Emmanuel Shibata for ABS News.
Police Service Commission, PSC, has approved the appointment of 8 commissioners of police for 8 commands across the country. According to them, Among them is Mr. Aderemi Olufemi Adeoye, who is now the new Commissioner of Police in charge of Anambra State Command. According to the release by the Head Press and Public Relations, Mr. Ikechukwu Ani, the Commission also commended the Acting Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, for adhering to the latest policy on gender sensitivity in his recommendations. The Commission, however, expects Mr. Egbetokun to include more officers from the Northeast and Southeast geopolitical zones that are yet to record the benchmark of 15% as decided at its last plenary meeting and its subsequent proposals. The Commission's chairman, who is a retired Inspector General of Police, Dr. Solomon Narashe, said the posting as recommended by the Acting Inspector General of Police were on the average and fair, even as he commended the IG for the inclusion of women. Dr. Narashe advised that the acting IG should consider the disadvantaged geopolitical zones while forwarding subsequent proposals for Commission's ratification. Moving on, there is apprehension in the country over the planned introduction of a new electricity tariff regime, which is expected to take off today. Will the initial denial by the distribution companies discuss and the continued silence of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission NARC on the issue, Nigerians are confused as to whether they would start paying more for electricity from today or not. Meanwhile, the Manufacturers Association of Nigerian MAN had disclosed that the planned increase was communicated to them earlier in June, adding that they hadn't received contrary information from the DISCOs. It could be recalled that the DISCOs had jointly alerted their customers for a planned electricity tariff increase from today. Essentially, the NARC had years ago developed a mechanism called the Multi-Year Tariff Order, MYTO, under which the expected increase fails. MYTO provides a 15-year tariff path for the Nigerian electricity industry with limited minor reviews each year in the light of changes in a number of parameters such as inflation and gas prices, and major reviews every 5 years when all of the inputs are reviewed with stakeholders. The discourse in the statement sent to their consumers almost 2 weeks ago hinged the planned increase on the MYTO, stating that the review was due to the fluctuations of the naira in comparison to the dollar in the exchange rate market. In the last 3 to 4 times that tariff had been increased in the country of late, NARC had done it quietly. President, Nigeria Consumer Protection Network and Power Sector Perspective Coordinator Kunle Olubio also said the tariff might increase quietly again in an attempt to improve revenue in the power sector and change the financial situation in the sector. The previous administration had approved a service-based tariff SBT approach where electricity tariff would increase twice a year. A 43-year-old Turk man grabbed a gun and shot dead 2 security officers and wounded a civilian at Moldova's main international airport after being denied entry to the country. The suspected assailant was himself wounded and apprehended, an incident that briefly grounded flights at Krasnoyarsk International Airport. On Saturday, the General Prosecutor's Office of Pakistan named the assailant as Rufsam Ashurov, saying he was a member of an organized criminal group that on June 23 kidnapped the deputy chairman of a Talik bank in Dehuse, the country's capital. The prosecutor's office said that after a criminal investigation was launched, Ashurov, resident of Dushen, fled to Moldova via Turkey with the aim of going into hiding in the European Union's countries. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page Follow us at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka, and on Twitter at ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log onto our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now a recap of the main points before we go. Anambra State government is to commence training of talents in the film industry. First round of optimized maternal newborn child week to reduce morbidity and mortality among Anambra citizens. New electricity tariff expected to kick off today. 43-year-old has shot dead 2 security officers. Here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that does it on the news tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I am Maureen Stone Enujoke. Good night and stay blessed.